Good afternoon, and welcome to the VMO Show. I'm Joe Martin. Today, Doug and Eric from the Evil Twins drop by, along with Quentin Bovary, to talk about the Evil Twins reunion show at the Atwood Music Hall on Saturday, June 28th. We'll talk about the band's place in local music history, Quentin's memories of growing up surrounded by his father's music, what we can expect at the show, and much more. The Evil Twins and Quentin Bovary. Today, on the VMO Show. I'm here in the WVMO studios with the Evil Twins, joined by Quentin Bovary. We're here to talk about the Evil Twins celebration show happening at the Atwood Music Hall, Saturday, June 28th, showtime 8 p.m. Doug Kramer-Meisner is here. He's a bass player. Eric Dummer is here. He is the drummer for the Evil Twins. And Quentin Bovary is here, son of Marcus Bovary. He is joining the band. He's going to be helping them perform a bunch of the great songs that we love from the Evil Twins catalog. Thank you, all three of you, for being here today.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
It's an exciting event on Madison's East Side, a brand new independent music venue. And you guys are going to be there representing what I consider one of the real heydays of Madison music. The Evil Twins, over 2 decades on the scene, making great records. Doug, it must be a great feeling after all these years.
Oh, you bet. We always look for an opportunity to pay tribute to the music that he wrote and that we wrote together. But it's also an excitement of looking forward to playing it, knowing how much joy we're going to get out of it and how much the fans that come out to hear it enjoy it still.
I get the sense that this almost has the feeling of a family reunion. Linus and CJ coming back from points afar to join the band and bringing it all full circle. Quentin Bovary, Marcus's son, joining the band. How does it feel like hanging out with your dad's pals and getting a chance to do this?
Yeah, I mean, really, they're my musical heroes as well as my dad's pals. Growing up, listening to the music, all of the music that I learned was basically via the Evil Twins or my dad's other music. So it's just a really exciting opportunity and time to play with them.
Well, we're going to have the opportunity to listen to some classic Evil Twins tracks today, and then we're going to be talking about what people can expect at the Atwood Music Hall on Saturday, June 28th. You're listening to the VMO Show. I'm here in the WVMO studios talking with Doug and Eric from the Evil Twins. Also here in the studio with me today, Quentin Bovary, son of Marcus Bovary. These guys are going to be playing an amazing celebration show, a reunion show of the Evil Twins on Saturday, June 28th at the Atwood Music Hall on Madison's East Side. So Quentin, you're growing up and surrounded by the music that these guys were creating.
Growing up, I really saw my dad's music as just like a hobby that my dad did. I was really just more just like, oh, this is my dad. He's really cool. He's really funny. And I never was really interested in playing the music. He died when I was about 13. So at that point, I was just enjoying my dad. And it wasn't until after he passed that I really started diving deep into the discography and understanding the depth of his lyricism, of all of their musicianship, and really falling in love with the specifics of the songs. Growing up, I would come home and I could hear him playing guitar from down the block when I would come home from school. So there was always music happening, but it was always kind of in the background and almost was white noise to 10-year-old me.
You know, I thought about this, Quentin. I think for daughters and sons out there, our dads can be mysterious creatures. Maybe we have a chance to see something that they were involved with their job, or maybe see something that they created, but to actually perform, to inhabit these songs, it seems to me it's a special gift.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I started playing with Doug and Eric in a tribute band thing that we do every year, I would just listen to the music and kind of approximate the words, and I would say I probably knew like 70% of what the lyrics actually were. And it wasn't until I started like singing them with them that really gave a deeper view into his psyche and his writing ability. I am often flooded with emotion and really awed by the way that he could craft words. It really gave me insight into him. Like when I was growing up, he was just really funny, really smart, and really kind. But getting more depth information on his political views, his spirituality, and his humor just really is reflected in his lyrics. And I'm really lucky to have that part of him.
You're tuned to the VMO Show on 98.7 WVMO.
I'm here in the WVMO studios. We are talking about the Evil Twins. It's a celebration reunion show coming up Saturday, June 28th, 8 p.m. at the Atwood Music Hall, brand new independent music venue on Madison's east side. I'm talking with Doug and Eric, along with Quentin Bovary. VMO listeners know Marcus Bovary because we are playing that music just like it was getting played back in the 90s. It's in strong rotation here on the station. So it's really a thrill to have you guys here in person. From the beginning, I mean, it feels like Marcus knew what he wanted to do as a musician and a songwriter.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see it from the beginning. It was so easy to just grab onto what he was doing and contribute to it. Like you said, he had a vision, and it just attracted people to him and, musicians and listeners alike.
How many studio albums did you guys end up putting out?
About, I would say, 9 proper Evil Twins. We recorded a single or 2 in there as well, and Marcus had lots of offshoot projects, and we often would perform on those as well.
I mean, that's an amazing output of work. You guys are going to have to do some curating. Do you have a sense of what you're going to play?
Well, I would say the Medicine, Big Strong House, Ghost Stories, Flyoverland, C'est La Vie, that span of albums, we played a lot of shows together over those 6-7 year period.
Yep.
And that's sort of where the muscle memory helps us out because we just played so many shows. It's very ingrained. It comes together really almost magically.
Yep.
We'll play a couple rehearsals and it's there.
It's good to go. Yeah.
That's probably what we'll focus on.
Yeah, I mean, there's magic, but then there's also sweat equity involved.
Yeah, we had the good fortune, in the 90s where we would rent a studio space, and we rented it for 10 years. We got together every Tuesday and Thursday, and we just played. Whether we had a gig or not, it was just this sort of incubator where we could just work on our sound, work on our technique, work on our playing together. We're really lucky to have that. I think these days it's a little harder to get access to a space you can call your own.
That you can afford when you're a poor musician.
Yes.
You're listening to the VMO Show.
I'm here in the WVMO studios. I am talking with Quentin Bovary, son of Marcus Bovary. He is joined by 2 of the Evil Twins, Doug Kramer-Meisner, who is the bass player, and Eric Dummer. He is the drummer. They're going to be joined on Saturday, June 28th at the Atwood Music Hall by additional Evil Twins, CJ and Linus, coming into town to play a special show. Quentin, I didn't realize that your dad, when he was playing, he was dealing with arthritis, and there's a lot of want to in that commitment to craft.
Yeah, absolutely. He never let his genetic arthritic condition stop him from playing, especially when it got really bad in his fingers later on. He would have alternative tuning that he would use, and he would really have a lot of ingenuity in how he would make it work with his physical condition, and just speaks to the love and passion that he had for music. When I think back to him, it was almost always playing music or watching things with me and laughing. So it was really just laughter and music was what I remember most about him.
Are there songs that you like to play that you're looking forward to playing?
Absolutely. Songs like Feeling Dead are really interesting. It goes in really interesting directions, and then there's a lot of really intricate guitar work in there. I would say that's probably my favorite to play with them, but there's also just really fun-driven songs like 27 Years, where it's just a jam session, and, Linus and CJ will just be throwing solos back and forth for 10 minutes or so, and we can just sit back and enjoy it. So there's really a wide variety of different songs that they have.
Eric, you're going to be playing in a great room.
Oh, yeah,
as a drummer, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold back in a room like that. You're going to be able to let her rip.
Oh, the stories I could tell you. See if you can play that a little quieter. But no, it is exciting. And especially part of it is we know we're going to see a lot of the faces in the crowd. A lot of these people came to shows back in those days, like on their first date, or they ended up meeting their spouse at our shows. And, things like that. And so sometimes you run into some of these folks that you haven't seen in years and years, but then you'll recognize someone. It's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since the Club de Wash or the Crystal Corner in '95 or whatever. So it's always kind of like a mini family reunion.
Yeah, and that's how this whole summer is shaping up. It's going to be a magical chance to enjoy some of the great music of Madison past, and for this younger generation coming up, a chance for them to experience it for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
The show, Saturday, June 28th, the place, Atwood Music Hall, brand new independent venue on Madison's east side. The band, the Evil Twins, joined by Quentin Bovary. Show starts at 8 p.m. I'm so glad you guys came down here today. I'm really excited about this show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.